came here when I was 16 as an exchange student, and I spent, I went to Houston my first year, and then came to Austin for my junior and senior year in high school. I decided to go to Austin Community College after I graduated from high school, and then I met Ivan there. He just returned from Japan. He was also an exchange student in Japan, and we had a lot of common interests, and then we just started dating, and anyway, then got married, and I was, both Ivan and I was working full time and tried to support each other, and then put both of us through universities, and we both graduated, and we worked at the Japanese semiconductor company in Austin, and then I have, my mom is a single mom, so I always kind of wanted to go back to Japan to have spent time with her. And then my company knew that I have interest in going back to Japan, so they found a position that interests me. So I and Ivan went back to Japan, kind of got transferred to headquarters in Tokyo. It was kind of quick decision that we had to make to going back to Japan. So my mom had an apartment which is very small. Japanese apartment is really small, but we just had to move in with her because we didn't really have a time to look around or anything. So when we went back, we lived with my mom for a little bit, but it's just a small apartment, and there's not much privacy really. So we are thinking, instead of spending so much money on a rent, might as well invest and just buy house. That would become our asset. So we decide to buy a house, and so we went back to Japan. That was I think January of 2004, and then we had the house by December 2004. So we made that decision pretty quickly. My mom was really thrilled, and she was happy that she was able to live with me and Ivan because she's been living by herself for 10, 11 years, since I came to the United States, since when I was 16. So we were having pretty great life. Ivan was enjoying his work that he was doing back in Tokyo, and Noah was getting the age where he's really want to get socialized with his own age with the kids, and so he just and then Ivan got a raise, and that was like great. And we just thought everything's going pretty much, perfect for us. We didn't, we didn't want anything else. We just had normal daily life, and we were very happy. And we were able to pay it off. We had a separate loan. We had a house loan, and because we got a loan like different timings, so we had to get different loan for land and a house. But we were able to pay it off. The land loan, it was about a month before we decided to pay it off. Might as well just pay. We had enough cash by then, so we just paid off the land loan about a month before the earthquake. And then Noah just started going to preschool. It was December 2010, I guess. So he started just going to school, enjoying his new class and his friend, and he loved his teacher. And I was, now that time Noah was, in school, and I was ready to move on with my life and my career. So I just started taking classes for counselor, like psychology related class, the kind of self-paced. But I just dropped Noah off at school, and so I can spend my time studying, and we're trying to get something that we can contribute to society. And but that day I was meeting with my good friend of mine. We just having lunch together, and then I had to pick up Noah at the preschool, and right after we came outside of the building, and Noah was playing with his friend. There was kind of open field place next to school, and kids were playing, and mom was kind of talking to each other, and then we kind of started with a very slow move. The ground started shaking, like very slow. And of course, we're living in Japan. It's like, oh, there's an earthquake. But it didn't stop. It came really slowly, and then start shaking really. I mean that, and I heard, this is my first time to actually hear, like you can hear grounds or shaking and making that noise. And I had to just call Noah. And mom, everyone called their own kids, and we just kind of hold on. I mean, I think we were at the safest place that we could be, because we were not in a building, and we were like open field. There's no building, so we don't have to worry about anything collapsing or anything. So we just kind of hold each other. We just kind of have to wait until kind of shake, stops. But the car was like bouncing, and I thought car's gonna totally fall out with the domino or something. But I mean, it didn't. Good thing that it didn't. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I still remember pretty clearly. And I think that we knew that there was a news. There was a first explosion. I guess it was first reactor. I don't exactly, but so we know there was they say hydrogen explosion, and that time the wind was shifting from kind of southwest to kind of northeast, so it's not coming to our direction. So we weren't that much concerned that time. But I think that was the March 12th, so next day or after that. And then but on the March 15th, we woke up and then turned on a TV, and there's news that in the morning there was like third reactor had explosion. And then that morning, I guess it was like 8 or 9 o'clock when we saw the TV, and then I kind of told Ivan that there was another explosion, nuclear power plant, and then we kind of noticed that wind was, shift was changed from kind of north to kind of towards south, which is coming towards our house. And Ivan had a really concern about the radiation, and of course he was talking to his parents in United States. We have a internet, and we have, the thing is, we're an international couple. Japanese media kept saying there's no harm, immediate harm or anything, and just stay calm and whatever. But just we tried to search and try to get information. I heard the U.S. Embassy. I think they decide. I don't know. Maybe no. It was not U.S. Embassy, but there's an Indian company that told all the Indian employee to just go back to India, and there's several other company told employee to move to the office in Singapore. And so we're able to get some information. Not only Japanese people are able to get, I think, just because we're an international couple, and a lot of international couple, other than us, and we're able to get that information. And then he talked to his boss and he didn't think it's a good idea to stay in that area. So that was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and my mom worked in the morning, and so I remember she came back to our house around 10 o'clock, and then that time, we had information that all the chartered airplanes are booked and all that kind of stuff. So we thought it was not really good situation, and I even start kind of calculating the speed of the wind and whatnot, and we were like, I think we gotta go now, and we left by noon o'clock that day. So the problem was, because of the earthquake, there was a shortage of gasoline, and from our area, lot of area, the west, east, northeast, like from Tokyo to north, we have a lot of shortage in gasoline, and luckily my mom spent 2 hours to line up the gas station and able to get almost full tank the day before. So we had a full tank of gasoline, and then but Ivan, my husband, he thought it's not really good idea to go through Tokyo to go towards the west part of Japan, which we decided to evacuate first, because it might be some panic and traffic and whatnot. So we had to take, we didn't take any highway, we just took regular road, and some of them kind of country road, and we had to kind of go around Tokyo, and then going through kind of close to Mount Fuji area. And so I pretty much drove. My mom was driving a little bit, but I think we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know where we were going to evacuate, but we just know that we had to get kind of west part of Japan, like past Mount Fuji, because there's a kind of Japanese kind of Rocky Mountain kind of thing that kind of, I think the wind shift makes the change because of that land. So we knew that we had to get to past the Mount Fuji area, but I think my mom was kind of freaking out a little bit, I think, because we didn't know where we were going, and then she's she's older, and she's been lived whole her life in that area where we used to live, and she's kind of getting emotional and like, which way are we going, and we weren't sure, so we just like a navigator, and it's like, oh, go left or go right, or so she got an emotion like, I don't know which way we're going, and it's like, okay, and so we had to I even didn't have a driver's license, so I had to drive, so I pretty much drove from all the way to, so we contacted Ivan's boss, and he went to Nagoya, which is kind of central. If you look at island of Japan, it's kind of like central, but it's west of Mount Fuji, and he took train. He was able to he was already in Tokyo. He was working, so he just took the bullet train with his wife, and so they're able to get ahead of me, and so they reserved the hotel in Nagoya. So we drove pretty much. I think we left home around noon, and then arrived at, it was like almost 9 or 10 o'clock that night, and Ivan was worried that we got some of the radiation on our clothes, so we just have to take everything off and wash it off. Took shower, and then Ivan took all the clothes to give it to the hotel and tried to wash it. Asked them to try to wash it and really well and stuff. So It was very tough right up. So we spent about 2 3 weeks. So we were in Nagoya one day, but we didn't know really anyone in Nagoya. And I even had a friend. I mean, he was an exchange student in Osaka, and he had a host family there. So we contacted the host family and asked them if it's okay to stay with them for a couple days while maybe we can find an apartment. Um, and then so we stayed.
Thank you.